royal docks with the Greenwich Peninsula. On this flight, we'll help you to discover.
So here we go. We are away now, coming out from the terminal.
Just a few miles to the northwest is the London 2012 Olympic Park. The games
This is the crystal over here.
Watched by more than 3 billion people globally. And huge efforts have gone into making sure the games leave a powerful legacy for future generations.
Competing at the London Olympics 2012 was one of the best experiences of my life. If I could go back and do it again, I would do it 1,000 times over. As soon as I stepped in there, the roar was just electrifying. And the noise got louder and louder. Just all the hairs in my body just lifted up. I think my dad shed a little bit of a tear, but he doesn't like to admit it. The support the British athletes got, the support every athlete got was just immense. Anyone and everyone involved loved it. They'll recollect that memory as one of the biggest days of their lives. And hopefully I can share this memory and inspire the next generation of athletes.
There goes a train.
The Olympic Park is a catalyst for the regeneration of large parts of East London. Continues from the Olympic legacy. There are opportunities for people to take part in skills and training programs. It's a fantastic green space and a great place to just come and explore.
Docklands Light Railway down there.
The distinctive red lightship of Trinity Buoy Wharf, where the Thames is joined by the Lee Valley River. Michael Faraday, one of the world's most important scientists, had a workshop.
We heard this on the way over, so
creative thinkers and artists.
if you're interested, it's £9.40 for the trip return. I'm told it was discounted, but I think it's a standard price. And you can see we are swinging about.
So it's never about just doing the big
I think
stuff.
that's the wind is blowing.
We've got this incredible facility to train at, and it's such a positive thing to have. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it can do for the community.
Lovely view.
If you come from the East India Station to here, there's all kinds of incredible installations, strange little pieces of street art, which kind of ties in quite well to parkour.
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird and wonderful people doing interesting things down here.
I make the fish as a temporary measure, and then someone was asking about a commission, so I thought I'd knock it together just to show them what they could have.
We've spent the last year really taking rubbish aircranes and trying to make sustainable products. We made this rickshaw, which is obviously made from the fuselage. We're also making a DAB radio using the main thrust control, which is very exciting. Trinity Buoy Wharf feels like the last corner of old London. In a way, it feels like a little bit of industry coming back to what is...
There's that building we were looking at earlier on another video, and up here it looks so small. But where we were down there just shows you that perspective is everything.
The business district at Canary Wharf rose into the sky. It now contains many of the tallest buildings in the UK, and more than 100,000 people work in the district.
The original idea of Canary Wharf came about by accident. The government had invited down a guy called Michael von Clem, who was a banker, but was really looking for a site for a factory. And he looked around and he said, well, actually not a great site for a factory. But he knew that banking was changing and he was going to need massive trading floors for his bank. And that's where the idea came from.
Canary Wharf allows London to have a modern face because so much of London that we love is preserved and we like it to stay preserved.
Canary Wharf is the fastest growing and largest new business district in Europe. When it is completely built out, there will be about 25 million square feet of space. And in terms of the working population, there will be about 200,000 people.
Crossrail, when it's fully operational, will bring a whole new working population to Canary Wharf.
Lots and lots of exciting developments have happened in the east side of London, and all linked by the Docklands Light Railway, by the Jubilee Line, by Crossrail, by all the other transport infrastructure that links into those. The Docklands Light Railway trip through Canary Wharf has been listed as one of the 10 great railway journeys of the world. It is one of the great regeneration projects of the last century.
The River Thames has been the lifeblood of London since Roman times, and trading ships have plied its waters for centuries. As the size of ships increased, they needed powerful tugboats to guide them. Despite the demise of the old docks, the tugs and their skippers are still the workhorses of the river.
I'm probably the oldest tug skipper on the River Thames at the moment, but we still go out and do a day's work. Oh, changes are unbelievable. In fact, you could walk one end of the dock to the other end of the dock on barges. We could tell where we were by the smells on the River Thames then, Dave. You knew it was a soap factory, you knew you was at Headleach. Then you come to Perfect Reach and you could smell all the oils. And then as you come round Thames Walk up round there, you could smell the sewage. Right up until when you got to the pepper house or what, you knew you was at Spice Mill. But not now.
This is blowing from side to side now.
That's when men were made of iron and both were made of wood.
Traditional tugs have now been joined by a fleet of fast catamarans. Thames clippers carry thousands of passengers every day.
The boats go 30 knots, so approximately 40 miles an hour, so probably one of the fastest modes of transport in London. The river bus service runs every 20 minutes to North Grenwich Pier, which is just a 5-minute walk from the Emirates airline. Now coming into Greenwich, you should probably see the Royal Maritime Museum. It's a fantastic location and it's just an 8-minute trip from North Greenwich. I think the river's got a key role to play for the regeneration of East London. We very much see the Thames as a tube line in the future.
The Greenwich Peninsula is home to the O2,
We are swinging quite a bit now.
music and entertainment venue. The area is soon to undergo major redevelopment, creating a vibrant new district covering almost 200 acres. It's one of the largest regeneration projects in Europe.
One of the great things about the peninsula is that it is actually an island site. You have 1.5 miles of uninterrupted river frontage. Obviously the O2 attracts 15,000 people a number of nights a year. Our Dragon is a Hong Kong-owned redevelopment. It's one of the biggest regeneration schemes in the country and Northern Europe. You will probably realistically be looking at least 20,000 people living here permanently, 20,000 people working here. So from a community point of view, it's going to offer something we think is going to be unique in the London landscape.
Cutting through the peninsula, the Greenwich Meridian line represents 0 degrees of longitude. It divides the eastern and western hemispheres of the Earth and serves as the reference point for the world's clocks. It's also the inspiration for a new world-class sculpture trail, the Line, stretching more than 3 miles from the O2 to the Olympic Park.
The Line is a project that will be bringing contemporary art into the Greenwich Peninsula and the Royal Docks. There are 2 works that have been on the Greenwich Peninsula that were commissioned for the millennium. There's Richard Wilson's A Slice of Reality, which is a cross-section through a ship. And then there's Anthony Gormley's Quantum Cloud. It's made of thousands of steel rods, and you can see this elusive figure hidden within this cloud. And if people are wanting to continue the walk, there'll be work along the River Lee and the canals, which is
Good
another
grief, we're chucking about now. That's a bit hairy.
Thank you for flying the
I don't know why this one's wiggling so much on the way down. We are swinging about all over the show, as you can see.
Oyster, return, and
Oh,
single
well.
ticket holders, please alight here and exit to the left.
We've landed. Well, we will have landed shortly. And out we get.